Well, good morning, welcome to Chasing Chunks TV and welcome to volume 15 of Bowling for Carp. Yes, I am back out at them after that unsuccessful trip of volume 14. I am back out on the banks and I'm hoping to pick up a couple of fish for my efforts this time. However, last weekend I did come out, I didn't vlog it, and I managed to catch my first fish out of here for the season. I managed two, in fact. One was around about 15-16 pounds. We'll show you the video of these fish, and the other one come in at 24. So the second one was a bit of a brute, to be fair, and it was very welcome indeed to kick the season off. Now I am back down for this weekend. It's late May and I'm hoping to try and trick a couple of fish out of here. I am back in the island swim only because I fished this last weekend, and knowing that there's been a couple of competent anglers on the lake the last couple of days, they have not caught anything, and they've been in different areas of the lake. If they're blanking in them areas, then it's a strong possibility that I'm going to be blank as well. So the only place that hasn't been fished is the place that I picked up a couple of fish last weekend, and I've just camped in here for the night, and I'll do an overnight in here, and if nothing comes to these rods then I will have a move tomorrow. Man Bank, that competent angler has been on there, really good angler. He's probably caught most of the fish on here. Didn't have anything, however he did see quite a few fish showing in and around the island area. There's been a real good angler over on the boards for the past last night, and he didn't have anything either. So knowing that they would have had carp if they was in that area, I have plotted up here. If I've not had anything in the morning, I'm going to go and have a look down on the M6 bank, down towards the bottom end by the A5, where that deeper water starts to come up into the shallow water, and I may go and have a night over there if this doesn't produce. You've just seen me put the one rod out onto the baited area. Last week I put quite a bit of bait out there, and I am back on them spots. I'll put a little bit of bait, and I'm hoping that them fish may have drifted into the area and fed on the bait that was left over. Me putting them rods may trip them up when they come back, and me putting a little bit of bait out again. So that's where we are. I am sheltering at the moment because the weather is absolutely awful. It's absolutely throwing it down. So I am in the BIVVY, staying warm at the moment. So I'll catch you a little bit later, and I've got two rods to get out at the moment. So as soon as I've done that, as soon as I've got my bed chair up and settling in to the night ahead, then I will pick up the camera later. But for now, bye bye, and let's get to it. See you later. Well, come and have a look what I've got. There's a chunk for the video blog. Not very big, I'm going to say around about 18 pounds, but it's a start. And I've only been here for half an hour, them rods have only been in for a little less than that, so nice result. So let's get her out, let's take a look, and happy days. Right, well, 19 and a half. A little bigger than I thought, to be fair. But not a bad result, is it, for the first half an hour down here? And we are off the mark for this session, volume 15. Nice fish, quite clean. A little bit of mouth damage there, but I'll give it a little bit of mouth care before I send it on its way. So happy days. I'm going to leave that rod out for the next half an hour. I've got one rod right next to it, so if they're still feeding, then another one may pick it up. But yeah, buzzing to be off the mark so early on in the session. It's always nice, isn't it? Right, happy days. Send her back and carry on fishing. Right, well, fish number 2. Again, same rod on the same baited area, and took a liking for an ASM pop-up. Lovely. Guesstimate 16-17 pounds, if that, but good sport if nothing else. Right, send her on away. Rod back out is already out actually. It was just wiped out my other rod, so I've got to sort that out and put that back out on the spot. But not a bad result for a few hours. Right. Well, you join me at 7:30. Nice to have a couple of early bites for the trip out. I have seen a fish show down to the left hand side, just where the water breaks, and it's quite still over there. I've seen one pop its head up, and unfortunately that is well out of range, and don't them bloody fish know it. However, I've kept them 3 rods out into the areas where I've been feeding. I've put about 2 spoms out into the area after each fish, and that's where I'll leave it for the remainder of the night. May cast the left hand rod because it didn't really hit the clip properly. It was one of them where you cast out and it's on its way down just before it hits the clip. Probably one of the most frustrating casts that you can do, because you don't know whether that cast and hitting the clip has flicked that hook bait out, and the last thing I want to do is to go crashing into the lake, hitting the clip at the last minute and tangling on the way down. So I'll have to have a think about that as we push in for the next hour before it goes dark. Andy's just been round having a walk around with the dogs as usual. A little bit of a chat with him. Also, bless him, he's bought me some essentials, PVA nuggets. I'll get through absolutely tons of the stuff because every cast I put it on regardless, and to be fair, my fishing trip would be over if I didn't have none. That's how confident I am with using them. So I won't log off, sorry, I'll log off now for the evening. If I do come back with a fish, then all good. If not, I'll see you in the morning at first light, and I will hopefully have bagged something by then. So good night, and I'll speak to you shortly. Well, good morning. 7 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, these rods stayed quiet last night and I managed to get a good night's sleep. Been up at first light this morning trying to spot fish, trying to see something to move onto, and I've got to be honest, I've seen absolutely nothing. Knowing I've had them fish in the day yesterday, I can't really move, can I? I can't really go off and try and find fish somewhere else when I know that there was feeding here yesterday. But saying that, last time I come down last weekend, we had the same sort of scenario. I had 2 fish early on and then I blanked for the rest of the session. So I am going to keep my eyes peeled for most of the day, see whether I do see anything as we go through it, and make a decision whether I'm going to make a move. But like I say, if I can't see anything, then it's going to be really difficult for me to pack up here and move somewhere else. But we'll see what goes on through the day and through the morning, and I'll make that decision a little bit later on. So I'm just enjoying the morning, and we've got a easterly wind pushing down onto the man bank down to the right hand side, and I think that might turn a little bit later on this afternoon. So chill out, kick back, get the kettle on, and enjoy. I'll spin the camera around and I'll show you the view from the swim, and I'll speak to you a little bit later and give you an update. See ya. Well, I'm back. 12 o'clock and it's just started to hail. Yes, started to hail. We have got little balls of ice dropping out the sky in the latter part of May, and it just goes to show the sort of weather conditions we're having at the moment in the UK. It was pretty mild this morning. We had a easterly wind pushing on, and it has swung right round to a westerly as I've been speaking, which is better for me because I don't like an easterly wind on this lake personally. So now that's pushed right the way around, it's a little bit more encouraging for a bite. The 3 rods have been cast out into the areas, and I've put about 2 spods over into the areas where I've been fishing. Catch you a little bit later. For now, bye bye. Well, I'm absolutely gutted. About 15 minutes ago I just updated my vlog just to say that the wind direction had changed from an easterly round to a westerly, round to a northwesterly, pushing down onto the opposite bank down the left hand side. 15 minutes on from then I received a take on the left hand rod, picked up into it, played it for a bit, kept it going on these runs and surges, and it kept doing that all the way in until it was probably about 10 foot in front of me. It was just plodding around. I managed to see the fish. I would probably say it was about 19-20 pound. Could have been a surprise, to be fair. It would be a little bit heavier, but yeah, it was just plodding around. It went on this final surge on the top, bare waving, and it went bang bang bang, and unfortunately pulled out of it. That one won the battle, but I'm hoping I'll win the war, and we'll have something else turn up. But yeah, it's a bit of a loss, especially waiting that long since yesterday to pick up another fish. So I'm going to sulk for a bit. The rods have gone back out, but it just seems to be one rod that's doing all the damage at the moment, which is the outer left hand rod. Whether the fish are pushing that way from left to right, going across the island from down this left hand corner, I do not know. But yeah, the middle rod, the right hand rod, have not done me a fish as yet. It's always a pain to lose one, isn't it? I know I see it as a bit of a confidence boost that, you know, I've picked up a fish in the first place, but could have been another one for the vlog. Right, I was about to have the pot noodle, so I'm going to have that and sit back, see what else does. See you later. Well, I think a few fish have moved in on me because I was just having my pot noodle after just picking up and saying I've lost one. And it's a nice mirror in the net there. Not a big fish, one of the stockies, but she'll have to wait a minute until I've had my pot noodle and we'll get her out and have a look. But yeah, as soon as that rod bob went back out, put a bit of a bait over the top, and it was away again, same rod again. So happy days. It's absolutely peeing down, as it would do. So I might have to get me wet trench gear on and get out there and do the graphs. Right, well, fish number 3, proper old battered warrior this one, but more than welcome after losing that fish a couple of minutes ago. And I was just having a sulk in the BIVVY, just making myself something to eat, and this one zipped off. So getting that rod back out on the spot paid off, and it took me a couple of casts just to find the spot where I'm producing these runs, but it was well worth it because this one turned up. So let's send her on away, continue on with our trip out, and continue on with volume 15 of Bailing for Carp. Happy days. Well, within a matter of a couple of minutes, the weather has once again turned from... Oh yeah, I got a run. How about that then? Stick it down there. Well, what an absolute manic half an hour I've had. We've had wind, rain, thunderstorm, hailstorms, and on top of that I'm playing a fish down to the left hand side, and my BIVVY decides to come out the ground and go rolling down the bank behind me. So I'm playing this fish, watching this BIVVY roll around, and let me tell you, I got that fish in a little bit more quicker than what I used to, and I dragged it in, to be fair, but needs must, because all my stuff was getting absolutely drenched. But you know what, that is carp fishing, and that is what I love to do. You can stay at home in your warm front room watching your TV, enjoying being inside. However, I enjoy being outside and having everything thrown at me. It's what I enjoy to do, and it's what I enjoy for the rest of my life. I will be doing it. You don't know it until you've done it, let me tell you. Being out here with all this is absolute bliss. And to be fair, I wouldn't want it any other way. So, chunk in the net, cup of tea in hand, and next time you see me is with a carp in my hands. See you in a minute. Right, well, this will probably be the fastest video blog capture ever, because it is absolutely throwing it down. And this fish has already been in the net for half an hour, so she's not really best pleased at all. So she's going to beat me up a little bit. And all I want to do is put her back as soon as possible, but she ain't letting me do that. Right, there you go. Sorry guys, got to get her back. Happy days. Fish number 4. I'll put the oh, there you go. There you go. Right, well, fish number 5, another mid-double. It's another welcome visitor to the bank. I've just lost one as well about 10 minutes ago, which felt a little bit more of a better stamp of fish, but happy days, this one's turned up. Well, PMSL, would you think a few hours ago that we had sleet, torrential winds pushing through, raining, and now just look at it, what a stark contrast to earlier. It's now looking like a mill pond out there, the sun's out, there's not one bit of wind on the lake, and I'm even starting to see a few signs of fish milling around on top as well. About half an hour I've seen a fish show over my area. In fact, I've just seen one there again, so I'm expecting these rods may rattle off at any minute, fingers crossed, and them rods will stop in situ now for the night ahead, unless I get itchy fingers that them rods are not producing the goods when I'm seeing fish over the area. Then I will reel in and put them back out on the spots, but we'll do that a little bit later if that needs doing. Now I may push it off tomorrow because my lovely Sarah at home is not very well, bless her, So I may reel in tomorrow and finish the vlog and get back off home to care for Sarah. So I'll catch you a little bit later on, and let's see what does for this evening and going into the night before I pick up and update the vlog a little. Well, once again the sun sets over the Bowl Syndicate, but we've had a great day. I've got wet, I've got soaked, but I've had 5 fish and lost 2. So great days fishing, and I've loved every minute of it. I also had a little bit of drama with my BIVVY blowing off and ended up down the bank while I'm playing a fish, and I didn't find it too funny at the time, but thinking about it now, you know, it is pretty comical. So we've got Barry in the swim next to me, so I'm going to grab myself a bucket, head over to his swim, and I'll have a chat with him for the evening. The rods are out, they've been rebaited, and I've seen fish probably just at the back of the swim, so I'm hoping that they'll come in a little bit later this evening or during the night. So I'm going to log off now, and as you know, if I do pick up a fish during the night, then I will pick up the camera and get it rolling. If not, I'll see you at first light. So for now, good night, catch you later, bye bye. Well, good morning, 9:30 in the morning. I know it's a little bit late for a vlog entry, and unfortunately I forgot to pick the camera up this morning because I was too occupied watching fish show out at range behind the back of where I'm fishing. You could never hit them with a lead, or you could never cast out there because it's probably about 200 yards, and then fish bloody know that they're safe out there. Me and Barry stood on the bank this morning drinking a cup of tea, and we watched multiple fish show out over the areas. The rods stayed silent last night. Barry said he had one round about 1 o'clock, however he didn't take a graph of it, and he slipped it back. So it has been quiet around the lake. I don't think anybody else has had anything. Didn't see any head torches on over on the man bank from the 2 anglers over there. However, I did have a good night's sleep. I am planning on dropping off this morning as soon as these boats come out, because I am going to get off home to the wife, because she's not very well, and I'm going to go home and look after her, bless her. So the vlog entry, or the vlog 15 of Bowling for Carp, will end within the next hour and a half, and I will bring that blog to an end then. So for now, slow pack up time, and start putting things away in the car, and I'll catch you a little bit later. See you in a bit. Well guys, BIVVY's packed away, everything's on the deck. It's time to reel in and get back off home. Hope you've enjoyed volume 15 of Bowling for Carp. Hope there's plenty more to come for the coming season, and hope you keep checking in to see how this video blog's doing. If you like these type of videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe in the bottom corner, and also hit the bell icon, which is just underneath the description. When am I back down the bowl syndicate? I think it's going to be a couple of weeks, to be fair. I've got a couple of other exciting waters to fish and vlog, and I'm hoping to get them done within the next month. So I'll try and get it on here as and when I can, and it's really difficult, I've got to be honest, to drop off here knowing that big lady that resides in this lake hasn't come out. But you know, when my time is due to catch it, then it will come, and along the way and along the journey I'm loving every minute of it. So it's time. Bish, bash, bosh, keep it tosh, wet nets, tight lines. See you on my next video. Oi! Don't forget to come over to Chasing Chunks Facebook group and come and share your captures. Bye bye for now.